several weeks we have been studying about the amazing world of weather. Sometimes we love the weather and sometimes we loathe it. But we still want to know what it will be like, so sit back, relax, and we'll turn on our TV sets Channel 8, the Wacky Weather World. Hi, I'm Molly, the meteorologist. A meteorologist is a scientist who studies and predicts the weather. Did you know Ben Franklin was the first meteorologist? Ben Franklin flew a kite in a thunderstorm. This is a very dangerous thing to do, and I don't recommend that you try it. Franklin also invented a device put atop houses to deflect lightning. A spark jumped from a key on the kite to his hand to the string. Franklin also invented the lightning rod, a device put atop houses to deflect lightning. Now I would like to introduce you to some of my fellow meteorologists. Denny the meteorologist, Kim the meteorologist, and Amy the meteorologist.
You may ask, how do all meteorologists predict the weather you see on TV? Well, they don't just look out the window to prepare the weather you see on TV. They use many sophisticated weather instruments located all over and above the globe.
That's right, Denny. There are over 11,000 weather stations located all over the world. They take temperature, wind, rain, and air pressure readings and feed them into powerful computers. A thermometer measures temperature, a barometer measures air pressure, an anemometer measures wind speed, a wind vane measures the direction of the wind, and a hygrometer measures humidity, which of course is the moisture in the air.
This information is sent to central forecasting stations where it is decoded and plotted onto weather maps you see on TV. These are updated every hour.
Forecasters also gather information from space. Satellites high above the Earth send back pictures of cloud movements. These show where storms are brewing. Weather balloons equipped with radio sounds can also record and transmit weather conditions as they travel upward. Weather monitoring equipment is also mounted onto airplanes. These planes can fly directly into storms to take measurements.
A radar called Doppler radar can spot tornado-producing clouds 20 minutes before the funnel reaches the ground. There are even weather stations that drift at sea and transmit data to satellites.
Well, enough about how we forecasters obtain all of our information. Let's see what weather we predicted for you today.
You probably know clouds come in many different shapes. The shape and the height of clouds are clues to what kind of weather is on its way. There are three main kinds of clouds. Let's take a look at some clouds and find out what weather comes with them.
If you see a blanket of gray clouds in the sky, hunt for your raincoat. What you see are stratus clouds. Stratus clouds are the lowest clouds that are in the sky. They are heavy with rain. The rain that falls from these clouds are usually very late. But some stratus clouds, called nimbostratus clouds, usually bring heavy rain or thunderstorms.
Sometimes you see clouds that look like balls of cotton in the sky. That's right, Ethan. They're called cumulus clouds, and they form higher than the stratus clouds.
Oh yeah, the beer so bad.
Yes, Ethan, they form on fair days, but if you see them on a hot, humid day, there might be a chance of rain. The highest clouds are called the cirrus clouds. They float where the air is very, very cold. Water that cirrus clouds are made of isn't in tiny drops. It's in a little tiny form of ice crystals. The ice crystals make thin clouds look like light feathers. Cirrus clouds in the sky mean fair weather. Woo! As I look at our weather map, I see a tornado burning in Oklahoma. For that report, we go like to see very windblown reporters, Tornado Tom, Tornado Tim, and Tornado Ted. down anywhere. But usually it happens where there's lots of flat land, like here in Oklahoma.
You're right. Most tornadoes in the U.S. occur in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, and Florida. This is no tornado out. 75% of all tornadoes occur in the U.S. How are these winds expected to be, Tornado Ted?
Well, as you know, scientists use a scale that is based on wind speed. This one's predicted to be an F5, the worst. It carries wind speeds from 261 to 318 miles per hour, causing incredible damage. The scale goes from F0 to F5.
Tornado Tom, how long does this tornado expected to last? Well, usually a tornado goes itself less than an hour. So, this is going to be a big one. There's going to be complete destruction. And if everything in its path will be ruined. You can be sure of that.
Tornado Tim, are there any precautions people in the area can take to protect themselves?
Yes, definitely. They should take shelter in a basement or a storm cellar. If they do not have one, they should go to a ground room or other heavy piece of furniture and stay away from windows. If they're outside or in a car, they should go to find a low area or ditch and lay face down. Try not to panic. Ha! That is easy for us to say. This is Tornado Tim.
Tornado Ted.
Tornado Tom. Blowing off.
Let's take a look up water on the map. There's a hurricane making its way toward the coast, and it's expected to hit sometime today. For that report, we go to Hurricane Hannah and Hurricane Hannah. Thank you, Jack. The winds are really picking up speed and the rains are coming down. We're expecting a pretty big hurricane because conditions are just perfect. Plenty of warmth and moisture. A hurricane is a powerful whirling storm when an area of low pressure forms over a tropical region, like here in the Caribbean.
These are satellite pictures that were taken this morning of Hurricane Humphrey. As you can see, the eyes of Puerto Rico.
We're expecting this hurricane to hit land somewhere in the Miami area later on today. This storm has hurricane force winds of 95 miles per hour. It is so powerful. We suggest you evacuate, but if you can't, please take the following precautions. 1. Make sure you have your windows taped and boarded up. 2. Have plenty of canned food, fresh drinking water, and warm blankets. 3. Listen to the radio for evacuation instructions.
What is the name of this hurricane, and how do they get their names?
The name of this hurricane is Hurricane Humphrey. Hurricanes are given names for identification purposes. Each year, hurricane names alternate from male to female in alphabetical order. The first hurricane of the year gets a name that starts with the letter A, then B, and so on. There are no names for the letters Q, U, X, Y, or Z.
If a hurricane is severe and can cause devastating damage, its name is dropped from the list and can't be used in the future. For an example, we'll never have another hurricane named Andrew because of the devastating Hurricane Andrew in 1992.
Viewers, don't panic. We don't think this hurricane will be as severe. Please take our precautions and beware. Hurricane Humphrey is coming your way. And now, we go to Kansas, where they haven't seen rain in a long time. For that report, we'll need to go to those two hot. And I mean hot. If you know what I mean. Report, Dripping Dana and Dripping Diana.
Dry. It hasn't rained here in 751 days. Do you know what this has caused? If you said a drought, you're right.
A drought is a period of time when it rains less often than usual. It doesn't stop raining completely during a drought. It just doesn't rain enough to replace the water that is used or disappear through evaporation.
This has caused a major problem in our area. There's a shortage of water. Our lakes and rivers are drying up. We can't even plant crops. Even the plants and animals are suffering.
Let's take a look at some of the pictures we have taken around the area. Look at these deep cracks that have formed as a result of snow rain. We found these two poor dead animals by the roadside.
I hope this doesn't turn into the Dust Bowl, which took place in the early 1930s.
Oh yes, that was such a sad time in our history.
The dust storms are known as black blizzards because the blue sky turned black when they arrived. They contained millions of tons of dark soil that blew from what used to be farmlands. They blew across plains and down the streets of cities. They covered automobiles, homes, and even people with thick layers of dust. Some people got caught in the storms and choked to death on dust. Others wore gas masks to protect themselves. Cattle and other farm animals died by the thousands.
The dust storms flew as far east as New York and Massachusetts. It is from these dust storms that the decade got its nickname, the Dirty 30s. The areas of the Great Plains hit hardest with black blizzards came to be known as the Dust Bowl.
I hope we see some rain soon.
I think summer's coming our way from the west. I think we're going to faint.
Boy, has it ever been raining in Missouri. We'll report on how much, and it goes Indians, and so you got a flash flood Floyd, flash flood Frank, and floody Franny.
Talk about rain. Inch and rain has fallen here every 6 minutes for the last 24 hours. It's been raining for days and there's no one in sight.
We're seeing the results of all this rain. There's nowhere for it to go. All the lakes, rivers, and streams are all overflowing their banks. This is causing flooding. The dragging force is causing devastating damage.
It's unbelievable. The strong currents are eating away at the foundations of homes and bridges. They are being swept away with cars and bridges and anything in its path. Many people have been safely evacuated.
Army Corps of Engineers have passed out bags throughout the region. Volunteers have filled them with sand and putting them around to create an area called levees. They try and hold back floodwaters with these levees.
This brings to mind the famous Johnstown flood in 1889. That was an awful tragedy.
The dam broke on May 31st, 1889. 20 million tons of water came tearing down the valley. The water reached a speed of 40 miles per hour. There was no time for the people to escape.
It washed away thousands of pieces in the flood. Many people were washed away as well. Some were crushed by debris, such as logs and parts of buildings. More than 2,200 people died that day.
We don't have to worry today, though, Floyd. Most of that area has been evacuated to higher ground. That's where the expression, head to the hills, came from.
All you viewers out there, stay tuned to our channel for update reports. If things continue to get worse,
Head to the hills!
this is Natural Journey.
Floody Frank.
Flash